So you may have heard that on Friday, May 15th, the $3 trillion stimulus relief package, otherwise known as the HEROES Act, was just recently passed in the House. That's great news, right? Time to bust out the champagne, start celebrating. Not so fast. The bill can only become law after it's passed both chambers of Congress and been signed off by the president. But Friday's bill passage was an important first step because even though we know it's going to get a lot of pushback from the Republicans, House Speaker Pelosi and the Democrats feel that this bill can kind of be used as a model to negotiate between the Senate and the president. So it's going to be a tough road ahead, but at least we passed level 1. You know, it's like a video game. You beat the first level and the upcoming levels get harder and harder. That's what this is going to be like. But it's a start. So in my last stimulus update video, I mentioned some of the specifics about what the bill includes. You obviously have to make under $75,000 a year to qualify as an adult, and you'll receive a $1,200 check just like the first stimulus. Nothing different there. But here's where it gets different. Each child in the household, you would receive $1,200 for instead of $500 for a 3-child max. You can't have 5, 6 kids and expect $1,200 for all 6. No, it only goes up to 3 kids, $1,200 each. So that's a $700 increase per child. That's great. All unemployment wages would have $600 a week added on top of the current wages, including back pay, including checks that you haven't been paid for yet. That would have $600 a week added on top from now until January of 2021. That's great. And all frontline essential workers would have $13 an hour added on top of what they already make. So that's great. But with all those details included in this package and millions of Americans still struggling to make ends meet, the Republican-led Senate feels that this bill is dead on arrival. I don't agree with that. What I do agree with is smashing the like or subscribe button. That way I can continue to bring you weekly videos like this one that help educate you on finance or investing. How can you dismiss something as dead on arrival and you haven't even taken a direct look at it? It hasn't even been presented to you yet. You have no idea where there's possibly room for negotiation if you haven't actually begun negotiating. There's no time for partisan politics right now. A lot of people need help out there, and it's been a very long time that we were in quarantine. One stimulus check isn't just going to take care of everything. Last time I checked, there's 36 million unemployed Americans. Sure, some are finding jobs immediately. Some jobs have come right back to work to rehire them. But is that going to take care of everybody? No. Look, right now we're struggling very badly, obviously. 36 million jobless claims have been filed in the last 8 weeks. And we're in a recession that's on the verge of a Great Depression. But instead of hanging on every word exchanged between Democrats and Republicans in Congress, just pay attention to the economy. Pay attention to if a lot of those lost jobs are ever expected to come back. Pay attention to what employers, both large and small, are saying. And then you can kind of get a feel on if we're recovering at a fast enough pace. Those factors will be a true insight to whether this bill will be passed. You see, Republicans don't really want to pass it because we're beginning to open states up. But it's not going to be we open states up and things return right back to where they were before the pandemic. No, that's not the case. Things are still going to be pretty bad for a while. So that kind of gives me hope that this bill will go through. So just keep your eyes on the economy instead of Congress, and that'll kind of give you a better idea as to whether this thing's going to be up for negotiation and eventually push through. That's the latest update on the second stimulus package, and for all our sakes, I hope this thing pushes through because, like I said, millions of Americans need it. I actually just recently saw a special on CNN where a mother of 3 went days out of the week without eating. She had $9 to her name. She applied for unemployment 8 weeks ago in the state of Georgia, and no one ever responded to her. Not till she got the news networks involved did unemployment want to respond and start paying her wages. They said the reason they never paid her out before was because they were unable to verify her, even with her social security number. yeah, hopefully this thing pushes through and we're taking a step in the right direction because it passed the House, which many people thought it was unable to do. So we took that first step. Now we just need to pass the next two steps, the Senate and the President. And while we're waiting on this thing to push through, you can just push the like or subscribe button. Like I said, I can keep bringing you those weekly videos on finance, investing, or the economy. Thanks.